Hey guys, it's Jess from Madden Crafts. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about 3 beginner infusible ink projects. If you have never tried Cricut's really cool infusible ink, now is the time to start. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Maker and the Cricut Joy to make 3 really cool but simple infusible ink projects. We are going to make a beautiful makeup bag, a fun gift bag for a bottle of wine, and a beautiful and modern pillowcase for home decor. What you're going to need for these projects are Cricut Infusible Ink, and I am using the transfer sheets for all 3 of these projects. I'm using the full-size transfer sheets for the pillow and the makeup bag, and then I'm using the smaller Infusible Ink transfer sheets with the Cricut Joy to create the wine gift bag. You'll need a Cricut machine, either the Joy, the Maker, or an Explorer, and you'll also need a heat source. I always recommend the Cricut Easy Press 2 because this is specifically designed to go up to temperatures that are required for infusible ink to work properly. You can try other heat sources, but this is the one that I recommend. Finally, you'll need a couple of other standard Cricut tools like Cricut mats, Cricut weeding tools, and then you'll also need butcher paper to press the infusible ink down so it doesn't get scorched. But that's all you need, so let's get started. First, we're going to make a fun gift bag for a bottle of wine using these Cricut blanks and the Park Infusible Ink transfer sheets by Natalie Malin. I'm using my Cricut Joy for this project because I wanted to show you that you can use this smaller machine to make beautiful infusible ink projects. As you can see, this wine gift bag has a really nice kind of burlap texture, which is really cool for a gift bag like this. When you open up a package of infusible ink transfer sheets, you'll find that they come wrapped in a plastic bag. That's just to protect them from heat when they're being shipped or when they're on store shelves. Take it out of the plastic bag and don't be worried that the sheets are curled. That's fine, the mat will straighten them right out. And also don't be worried that they seem lighter in color than the images on the packaging, because when they are transferred onto the blank, those colors really come alive. Just place the transfer sheet onto a Cricut Joy mat, just a standard grip mat is fine, and then load up whatever project you want to cut using the Design Space app. I pulled my design up in a Cricut Space canvas and resized it for the wine bag. I clicked that I was going to be cutting it on a mat. Then I made sure to mirror my design. That's super important, or you're going to ruin one of your transfer sheets. When the app prompts you to pick your material, make sure you choose Infusible Ink transfer sheets, and then you should be all set to load up your design and cut. I will put the image numbers for all of the images that I use for these projects in the description below. They're all access images, so either you can pay for them for a single use or you can sign up for Cricut Access, which is a monthly subscription service that gives you free access to tons and tons of really cool images and projects. To weed the infusible ink transfer sheets, you're going to want to roll the paper up a little bit so you hear the design actually cracking away from the backing paper, and then you can begin carefully weeding away the excess material. This is not going to weed like regular vinyl, so don't expect it to. You need to be careful that you don't tear the paper and that you don't leave too much extra material behind. Check Cricut's heat guide to make sure your Easy Press 2 is preheating to the correct temperature and it's time to prep the gift bag. Begin by inserting a piece of cardstock into the bag to make sure the ink doesn't transfer from the front of the bag to the back. And then put a piece of butcher paper over the bag and heat it for about 15 seconds to preheat the fabric. After those 15 seconds are up, you'll want to carefully position the infusible ink transfer sheet ink side down, plastic carrier sheet side up, directly where you want it to go on the wine bag. So make sure it's centered and straight. and then put the butcher paper on top of the Infusible Ink transfer sheet and heat according to whatever time period the Cricut heat guide has told you to. Once that time has gone through, carefully lift the Easy Press straight up to avoid smudging. Remove the butcher paper and then carefully, it's going to be hot, carefully remove the transfer sheet straight up from the wine bag to make sure that it doesn't smudge as you remove the transfer sheet. The entire project is going to be hot for a while, so don't handle it right away. But once it's cooled down, you can see how beautifully that ink has transferred into the bag. I repeated basically this same process with a zipper bag blank, rainbow watercolor infusible ink sheets, and my Cricut Maker. The obvious benefit of using an Explorer or a Maker for these Infusible Ink projects is that you can cut larger surface areas. So you can cut a 12 by 12 sheet instead of just a little 4.5 inch wide sheet. So it's great for projects like this makeup bag that I made and the pillow that I'll be showing you in just a minute. Like I said earlier, you really want to take your time weeding Infusible Ink because it will be a bummer to have cut out your entire design and then to rip it because you were being impatient with the weeding. I used my Easy Press 2 for this project in the exact same way I did for the wine gift bag. When you are using the 12 by 12 sheets on your Maker, you want to make sure that you're not cutting out designs that are larger than your Easy Press. If you are trying to create a 12 by 12 design, you want to make sure you have the largest size of Easy Press because Cricut Infusible Ink is difficult to work with in sections. You really want to be able to heat the entire design in one pass. After you've finished pressing the Infusible Ink transfer sheet onto your project, let it cool just a second and reveal that beautiful design. Finally, I wanted to show you this pillow project for one major reason. When you open up a package of Infusible Ink, you might have a moment of panic that the Infusible Ink transfer sheet does not match the color that you thought it was going to be. Take a look at the difference here between the sheet straight out of the box and the packaging. Those do not look like the same color gray, but go through the process of cutting and pressing that Infusible Ink transfer sheet onto the blank and look, it's a perfect match. The Cricut Infusible Ink pillow blanks fit 18 by 18 pillow inserts perfectly, so they're great for throw pillows on couches, chairs, or even your bed. So there you go, 3 easy and beautiful Infusible Ink projects to get you started working with this really fun new craft supply. If you learned something new today, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Visit me on my blog, maddencrafts.com, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!